Hi, this is Tiffany. After watching the play Volpone, I adapted the 10 episodes that impressed me most in my mind into paintings. I spent a lot of time and energy on designing and drawing the pictures. I hope you will like my creative ideas. Next, I will introduce the scene and atmosphere in each of my paintings one by one. After listening to my introduction, you will understand every magic conceit in my paintings better. Okay, welcome to my paintings. I called my first painting Mosca and Volpone's Trick. In Volpone's private room, they have a secret conversation. Mosca were reporting on the progress of the plan to Volpone. Volpone was sitting in a chair with a glass in his hand and a snaky smile on his face, seemingly satisfied that the plan was going smoothly. Now, paying attention to the oil painting hanging on the wall in the background. This is a picture of a famous military figure with authority and power, and Volpone's hanging of this picture in his home indicates that his desire for the same thing as the figure. Next, I called my second painting, Volpone Pretends to be Gravely Ill. Volpone was in bed, surrounded by props and medicine bottles in which he pretended to be gravely ill. He had a sly look on his face, feeling like he could control everything. Mosca, his servant, stood nearby, smiling and whispering to him as if he were plotting something. At the door stood three rich heirs, Vulture, Combatiu, and Corvino, each holding gifts and money with greedy and eager expressions, in an attempt to please Volpone through these gifts. The atmosphere of this painting is dark indoor light, cooperate with the seriousness of Volpone's fake illness. Next, I called my third painting, Flattery from Three Candidates. The three candidates entered Volpone's room to give money and gifts. Volpone holds a document of inheritance, and everyone will do anything without moral bottom line to be the beneficiary of this document. And then, I called my fourth painting, Corvino's Coercion of His Wife. Corvino angrily instructed Celia and ignored her grievances and resistance. Celia looked frightened and tearful. It should be noted that Celia wears white clothes, which symbolizes her innocence and justice, while Corvino wears black shirt, which symbolizes his moral corruption. Corvino stands while Celia sits, which shows Corvino's strength and roughness. The dim light in the room and the contrasting colors of the clothes of two characters sharpen the conflict between them. And then I called my fifth painting, Celia's Plight Began. Celia's husband still brought her to Volpone for his desire and profit. Volpone continued to pretend to be gravely ill. Look, he is still on the bed, right? Next, welcome to my sixth painting, Volpone Tried to Seduce Celia. In Volpone's bedroom, he no longer pretended to be gravely ill, but stood up in a normal posture and tried to seduce Celia. His actions appear frivolous, while Celia struggles to reject him with a look of anger and fear on her face. This painting shows the true nature of Volpone, who is not only a liar, but also a lustful villain. Next, my seventh painting is called Bonario Rescues of Celia. At the critical moment, Bonario, sword in hand, rushes into the room to save Celia, who is about to be assaulted, and he is about to fight with Volpone fiercely. Oh, notice that Bonario wears the same pure white clothes like Celia, right? It means that he is also the embodiment of justice and fairness. Okay, welcome to the eighth painting. I called it Mosca's Betrayal. After Volpone pretended to give the property to Mosca. Mosca betrays him and tries to take it all on his own. Mosca, dressed in gorgeous costumes, stood in the villa with a smile. Volpone stood in the distance, staring angrily at him, realizing that himself had become a victim. This painting shows Mosca used Volpone's trust to push Volpone into the abyss. So now, please look, the servant's dress is now even more gorgeous than the master's, right? Then, the next painting, Volpone revealed the truth in public. In order to prevent Mosca from inheriting his fortune, Volpone decided to tell the truth, and he stood up in court and admitted his fraud in public. All the onlookers were confused and surprised, looking at them with their big mouths open. Well, the last painting, Final Judgment, comes. At the court's final trial, Volpone and Mosca both stood in the dock, their faces full of confession and fear. The judge announced their serious punishment. The other candidates, including Volpone, Corvino, and Carpaccio, also received their own punishment, and Celia and Bonario were the ultimate winners.